So listen, you guys, if you're a realtor, you are probably leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single month. And you don't even know it, okay? You don't even know it. And I'm not talking about, selling more houses or working yourself to death. I'm talking about adding another income stream that fits perfectly right into what you're already doing. So listen, I actually wanted to be a realtor at one point, right? I love real estate. I love everything about it. I love the hustle. I love the idea of helping people find their dream homes. But then I found the world of business lending and I fell in love with it. Why? Because I could do it from my laptop. I could do it from anywhere in the world. And when I say anywhere, I mean, I'm literally living abroad right now. I'm in Southeast Asia with my family, traveling, working from my laptop, and still closing deals without ever stepping into an office, unless I feel like it, okay? Unless I want to. And once I realized that this business model works almost the same way as real estate commissions in a sense, but it's faster, it's remote, and often higher paying. Girl, I never looked back, okay? I don't know, maybe in the future I may still pursue being a realtor. But for now, the world of business lending works. And here's the thing, if you're a realtor, you already have the golden ticket. You've got the network, you've got the investors, right? The contractors, the small business owners, and buyers coming to you all at the same time. And guess what? A lot of these people need funding, whether it's to renovate a property, start a new project, start a new business, grow their business, or, keep their business running smoothly. But here's where most realtors miss it. They'll say, oh, I know a lender you can talk to and just give that referral away for free. Girl, you could have gotten paid for that connection, and not just a simple referral fee. I'm talking about 5%, 7%, even 10% of a funding deal. That's thousands of dollars just for being the connector. Now, let me just kind of break down the, commission model comparison, all right, so that you have a better picture. Now, as a realtor, you only get paid when the property closes, okay, which is fine. And, between the showings, the open houses, the negotiations, that could take months between all of those things that are happening, right? There's a lot of moving parts, as you know it as a realtor. But with business lending, you get paid when a funding deal closes. And that's often way faster because business loans close much faster, especially with alternative lending. And you're doing it remotely. You don't have to run around and, show people houses, no in-person meetings unless you want to. Example, you help fund, let's say, $100,000 working capital deal for, let's say, a construction company, okay? The lender you partner with pays you, let's say, about 7%. That is $7,000. And all you did was connect the dots and let the lender do the heavy lifting. 2 of those deals in a month, you're looking at about $14K extra on top of what you're doing right now with your real estate as being a real estate agent, right? With your real estate commissions. And the best part is this, you could literally be sitting at a real estate closing table and have a virtual loan closing happening at the exact same time. So the benefit of this business, or starting your own business loan company, being a business loan consultant or business loan broker, right? My spin on that is, being a remote money lender, and you'll learn a little bit more later on in this video. And so you could be doing that all at the same time. Right? Now, this is not just for investors. With your own lending company, you can help with fix and flip loans. You can help with working capital loans. You can help with rental property funding, so landlord loans, long-term loans, working capital loans for small businesses. You can help with startup funding, because startup funding is an actual thing, and which I love doing those, by the way. Lately we've been doing a lot of those. It's like a creative financing type of thing for businesses who have not even yet launched, or businesses who don't yet have revenue. So you could help even your residential property clients, right? Clients who are purchasing residential property. Some of them may have the desire to have a business or start a business, right? You could actually help them get funding for their business as a realtor, you're already having conversations with people. And what I love with this business is that, yes, you can refer people who you are networking with or in person, or your clients, but I teach how to strategically literally get people in the door, leads coming in the door. So in business lending as well, you can get tons of leads without having to really work one-on-one with people or having to have conversation with every single person who is getting funded. Okay, so that's the beautiful thing. In real estate, you're already doing a lot of that. And so with business lending, my framework teaches how you don't always have to be at the forefront. You're not necessarily at the forefront of the business and talking to a whole bunch of people. But as a realtor, you're already doing that. So you might as well add business lending to that type of business. Now, as I said before, you can also offer your clients equipment financing, which a lot of people don't really know about. Construction loans, right? Lenders love construction companies, by the way, and you are already in the world of real estate, right? You already have these people in your network. You're already shaking hands with them at open houses and networking events. This is just about monetizing those relationships in a special way, in a unique way, in a smart way, okay? So most realtors are not in business lending for 3 reasons. Number 1, they don't know that it exists, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, they think it's complicated. And number 3, they don't realize that they can run it both side by side. Okay, and I'm here to tell you that it's pretty simple when you have the right setup. And no, you don't have to stop being a realtor. Okay, this is something that you layer onto what you're already doing. Now, I just want to break something down, because this is where a lot of realtors miss the connection, I think. So in real estate, right, there are a lot of contingencies, okay, between you and that commission check, okay? Between you and that commission check. You might have to, let's say, try to convince a client to go for the 80-20. Hey, I know it's not your dream bathroom or your dream kitchen, but it checks all of these other boxes, right? You get them under contract, and then the financing side comes in. Maybe the buyer's loan falls through because they made a big purchase. You know how that is, right? They changed jobs, or the underwriting didn't like something on the file, right? Lots of contingencies there. Deals do fall through, right? Closings get delayed, and sometimes it's like pulling teeth just to get that closing to the closing table, right? I remember my personal experience as a homeowner. Purchased my first home a few years ago. When I was 23, I was doing it all by myself, single person. And let me tell you, shout out to my realtor. Like, she really stuck with me. She stuck through that closing, because I was about to call it quits. I remember crying, because I was like, all I wanted was to buy this house. I don't know, something happened, and the lenders were being very finicky and funny, and it just took a while. It took longer than I expected. At one point, I was moving out of the apartment, and I thought I was going to close at a certain day. So then I had to stay in a hotel, and it was just a hot mess. But shout out to my realtor. And so just an example of, the different contingencies and things that can happen with closing, it getting delayed and pushed back. Not that cannot happen at all with business lending, but in the alternative lending world, it's not as common, okay? Especially when you're talking about just like simple equipment financing, working capital loans, it's very fast. I mean, I'm talking 3 days fast, 7 days fast for startup loans, especially those, the lines of credits that we've been focused on these days lately. Turnaround time is like 7 days closing. So it's a lot faster than real estate loans. And so, or, loan closings, I should say. And so while you're working on your real estate deals, you could be getting business loans funded in the background, okay? And so that's the difference here. Now, in business lending, especially in the alternative lending space, you usually know whether your client is approved within like a couple of days, outside of like the SBA loans, which takes longer because they're government backed. But for working capital and like fix and flip loans, construction loans, the process moves so fast. And when the deal is funded, you get paid. Yes, it is that simple. So here's another big difference. You don't need a degree in finance. You don't need to lend your own money. And in most states, you don't even need a license to do this, right? And for my realtors who are used to, working with loan officers, underwriters, and, mortgage brokers, this is not that. All right. So just to differentiate that so you have a better understanding of what this is, you're not a loan officer. You're not doing the paperwork or underwriting. You're the connector. You partner directly with specific lenders, okay? Specific lenders in this space who are already waiting for you, okay? Who are already waiting to partner with you. And you bring them qualified leads through a streamlined process, and you get paid a commission when the deal gets funded. Now, inside of my remote money lender playbook and training, I show you exactly how to launch this business in about 30 to 60 days, even if you've never done lending before. Okay, it doesn't matter if you've done any type of lending, business lending, consumer lending. I'll walk you through how to partner with the right lenders, set up your systems, and start bringing in deals fast. You're also getting access to my private community, so you're not doing this alone, okay? We're in there sharing, and there's tips, lender connection strategies, and wins so that you can scale faster. So keep being an amazing realtor, but don't leave money on the table, sis, okay? You could be at the physical closing table and at the virtual closing table at the same time. If this business model, if this is something that, sounds like something that you want to do, you've been thinking about, it sounds interesting to you, I have a playbook and a course mini training below. Feel free to grab that. You'll find it pinned in the comments as well as in the description. And let's get your lending company launched so that you can start earning additional streams of income regardless of whether the real estate housing market is low, whether or not it's a low season. Business lending is not going anywhere. Businesses will always need loans. They will always need funding, okay? And you get to be the connector and get paid for it. Listen, if you liked this episode, be sure to hit that subscription button and the notification bell as well. That way, whenever I post new content like this, and anything business related, you will be the first to know. It's your girl, Shai Bivia. It was an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you guys later. Be blessed. Bye.